Welcome to the official catch-up. Today I've got Del Hoare, manager at East Stirlingshire on. How are you doing, Del?
I'm not bad. Yourself?
Yeah, doing good. Like I said, obviously getting through these chats. I appreciate you coming on, giving a wee bit of coverage to Shire. It had been a while, obviously. I've been spoke to about every other team, but I'm glad to have you on, mate. And in terms of yourself, how are you getting through this? How are you keeping yourself busy?
I'm still working every day, so aye, that keeps you occupied.
Yeah, I wish well, to be honest, I might be starting to work soon, so I'm looking forward to that. But no, it's been alright. But has it been difficult for yourself? Obviously, not having training football.
Aye, I think that it's clearly testing times for everybody, and it really is just altering your daily schedule, creating new routines, and basically just trying to get on with it as best as we possibly can. I think everybody up and down the country is the exact same.
Yeah, yeah. Are you still keeping in touch with the boys? I think when I spoke to Sean Brown, he said you had routines in that when this first kicked off. Is that sort of changed now?
I think that you've basically just got to what we had originally planned was we had made it quite clear that we were wanting the boys to continue and stay relatively fit because we weren't sure where we're at now. I think that since the league's been kind of cancelled or whatever happened, we're now in a stage where we're going to need to try and just focus on next season. So that's ultimately where we're all at now, is just trying to start putting some plans in place for next season.
How I know I kind of touched on it with Andy, obviously, is in his position as club secretary. But is it hard to sort of evaluate your targets, not knowing when football is going to continue?
I think that there's a lot of issues and problems that are in the way football clubs at the moment. But I think that when you look at the grand scheme of things, that football's a very, very small portion of the bigger problem that we face.
Yeah.
But yes, you're right. You didn't want to take your eye off the ball completely because, as you've just said there, there's people that will be potential targets, and you've got to kind of keep your eye on the ball with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's obviously quite difficult. I know of a few players that I certainly rate, low in league and potentially higher that are available right now, and I don't know if they're going to have clubs, so it could be a pretty big market when football does continue.
I think that what we've got at this moment in time is that we've got a lot of clubs that they've got to safeguard their futures, and they've got to just allocate our club, and I had a meeting, a discussion with the board last week, and basically where we got to was we were just going to kind of take a wee moment to reflect and just no rush into anything at this moment in time, which is a very sensible thing to do, in my opinion. And hopefully we'll be a wee bit clearer in the coming weeks and months as to where we're going to be at and where football's going to be at.
Yeah, agreed. And I take it, I think the plan for the season that we had there was for you to sort of push on, and I think you were unlucky in certain instances, Del, with some of the bigger games you had. I thought you were I've said it often, but I thought you were the better team. Both games against Kelty and the game against BSC at Falkirk, I think you actually smashed them, and it was just a through ball, and then they obviously got the 1-0 victory. Is that the sort of stuff that you're hoping to sort of eradicate when you're back to be sort of a wee bit higher in the league?
Yes, I think that I've spoke to several people after a lot of these games, and I would agree that we've done well in some games. The one game that we kind of didn't cover ourselves in any glory whatsoever was the Bonnyrigg away. We were at the races that day, but Bonnyrigg has proved there this season and years gone by they're an excellent team. But I do think that we have acquitted ourselves well in some of the games that you've just mentioned, but ultimately we've came up short. And our aim for a club next season will be to, as you just quite rightly stated, we need to eradicate the mistakes and being maybe just that wee bit more ruthless in front of goal, being that wee bit more have a killer instinct in front of goal, but also make sure that the mistakes didn't happen. And we can't be walking away for the bigger games going, one mistake's killed us, or we were unlucky in that game. We need to find a way of winning these games, and that we do that. We know with the quality that we already signed up for next season that we'll be okay. Hopefully we can then mount a challenge.
Yeah, and Kelty away at New Central Park. I think I've been lucky enough to see Shire a fair bit this season and last, and there was something about that game where you were mentioning things like hard luck stories and all this sort of stuff, but there was some fight about that team that day. Great sort of desire to get back into the game and stuff like that. Is that the sort of fight you're wanting from your team?
I think that anybody that's ever watched me play football, the one thing I want is I want to look at my players when they come off a park and they've gave up 10%. I think that's the bare minimum that any manager, fan, board, etc. can ask of their players, is that you just go out and give it your very best. And that day, the boys were excellent at Kelty. The game, they really were. But we got a draw at the game, which I would have loved to have won, but we never. So that's on the past now, and hopefully the players use that feeling that they don't want to be back there where it's we drew a game or we lost a game. We need to find ways of winning games using the hurt when we've been defeated to go and turn that into a positive the next time.
Yeah, and I think, to be fair, Dale, I think people forget, because obviously short memories in football, but like yourself and Andy, you've had this was pretty much your, well, we obviously never saw the season, but this would have been your first sort of full season in management. How much have you learned since first coming in as a sort of player to manager?
I think that you're always going to learn. If you're not learning, then you're not doing something right. I'm the same as anybody. I make mistakes. There's no a person in the world, there's no a manager in the world that doesn't make mistakes. Where the big problem is if you don't realise potentially when you've made mistakes and you just go repeating them and repeating them and repeating them. And we have fine-tuning mistakes that we've had throughout the season. And I think that myself and the rest of the backroom staff, we hopefully rectify them as we go, and hopefully we don't make the similar mistakes before. When we're saying make mistakes, we're not talking about monuments. It's more the minor mistakes, the wee things that you can just tweak lightly, and it can make a massive difference.
Yeah, agreed, mate. And as I kind of alluded to earlier, I don't think Shire were far off. I think you were just unlucky in certain circumstances, and then you did have games like obviously Bonnyrigg, and I think Stirling Uni at home was another one. But there's your teams. I think your team's obviously class. With like Nicky Lowe and guys like Jamie Dishington, who made my team of the year. Obviously, I think they were the only two Shire players. But is there any other Shire players that deserve to be a mention from yourself?
Out with Nicky and Dish.
Yeah.
That clearly they two are extremely talented footballers. I think that right back Marty has been excellent for the full season.
Yeah.
Big Tap he's a monster. He really, really is. He's been excellent for us this season. I also think Reese, when he's fully fit, he's a joy to work with. We've got Adam Murray, who is a manager's dream. He really is. I could ask Adam to go and play anywhere in the park, and he'll do it, no problem at all, and he'll give me the same commitment, desire. He's a great lad. He's a great player. But look, we've got a lot of good players that can go on and hopefully take the club to the next level in the coming years.
Yeah. Yeah, and wing backs or fullbacks, whatever, was an issue for me, obviously, because you had guys like Scott Linton and Jonathan Brown, because Rhys Peggy was definitely in for a shout, I think, but it was just, I think it's talked about quite a lot, but the quality in the league's just immense now. I think last season it was much easier to sort of pick a team, East Kilbride Spartans and that. Now it's like there's a few players from each squad that you could rightly make a claim for sort of any team of the season, I would say.
Oh, definitely. I think that you just need to look at, as you've just mentioned there, some of the quality players that are in the league. The league, the standard of the league has been getting better and better since the day the league started, virtually, in my opinion. To now where you look at potentially a Kelty, a Bonnyrigg, a BSC, East Stirlingshire, East Kilbride, Spartans. All these teams could go and compete in League Two, no problem, in my opinion.
Yeah, and just on that, have you got any? I ask all the boys this still, but have you got any thoughts on everything that's happened? Obviously Kelty getting the title, and then everything that's going on with SPFL. Is there any sort of thoughts there?
Well, I've got plenty.
Well, we'll keep it civil, if you will, but just.
No, of course. Look, I think that where we're at is that Kelty have been awarded the title, and throughout the season, Kelty have been very, very consistent. Where I do feel sorry for them is if they don't have the opportunity to be promoted, whether they play the playoff game when it comes around, when we restart football or whatever they do, or whether the reconstruction involves Brora and Kelty both being promoted. There's been talk of both, but for me, I hear a lot of people stating that you can't relegate teams because it's unfair. I also think that you can't take away the opportunity. All of us started at the start of the season, namely winning the league and namely promotion, and to turn around and just take that away for the opportunity away for somebody, it's no something that it doesn't sit really comfy with me. I think that they should have the opportunity. Brora and for me, but the same goes for teams in League Two and League One, the Championship. With my opinion, they should have the opportunity to be promoted as well.
Yeah, I completely agree, man. It's a subject obviously that's had a fair few bits of coverage and whatnot over the last sort of month, but also West of Scotland's coming in. Are you looking forward to potentially playing some of the West of Scotland teams in the cup?
I do, yes, of course. I was at Kenlon Juniors for 5 years, and when you were in the Scottish Cup and you were playing against teams from the West, it was a difficult game. It was a challenge. So I think now what we've potentially got is what Scottish football's been crying out for years, is a pyramid structure from top to bottom, and with that involving the West as well, as you see how successful the East region has came into the Lowland League and the East Conferences that were, and they've proved that your Bonnyriggs, your Kelties, all these teams are thriving. So I think that'll be the exact same in the West with your Auchinlechs, your Glenaftons, Hurlford, etc. All these teams will go out and they'll try and do the exact same as what these teams have done. I'm positive of it. But yes, for me, it's for the best for Scottish football, and that you will then have the opportunity to progress that club as much as you can.
We've seen recently, obviously, that the likes of Darvel have signed. Had a few signings, obviously, from league football. Does the introduction of West of Scotland add, increased competition for players for potentially, going up to league football?
I think that you'll always have. I think there's always been that competitive nature in terms of I include the Shire, anybody in the Lowland League. They've always been competing as well with the top West junior teams, because they're very, very competitive when it comes to wages, a lot of them. So they can attract a lot of players. So I don't think that it changes dramatically. What I do think is, though, that there's going to be that competitive element in the football part now, between the Lowland League, the East region, the West. It's all going to kind of emerge as one in the cups, etc. So that'll be a positive, definitely. And there'll be some cracking cup ties in the years to come.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate. I think it's. I don't know if I'm sure, but I did read somewhere that the South Challenge Cup will be mandatory for all non-league sides, which is like basically your old sort of style, junior cup, which would be fantastic. I think for not only the players and the gaffers and that, but certainly the fans as well.
I think that a lot of the time, what you mentioned at the new there, a lot of it's what the fans want as well. Is they want to be they want to be playing different teams. They want to be going to grounds that they've maybe not been to before, and it'll be exciting times for them. That really will.
Yeah, and one thing I sort of touched on with Andy, because I was quite curious, because I know Shire started a reserve side this season, and he's kind of had a bigger squad. But from what Andy was saying, I take it that's sort of when we start football, that's kind of the idea is getting scrapped a wee bit. Am I right in saying that?
I think that last year, because we were going to go with a bigger squad, and the reserve team served its purpose. It really did. There was we gained a lot from it. We just looked at that our focus next season will be solely on first team affairs, basically. Trying to ensure that we've got the best team in the park on a Saturday, and we potentially get more training nights on a Tuesday as opposed to maybe potentially one or two games on the Monday night. But overall, it's been excellent this season with the reserve. But I think that we made a joint decision that we would kind of go away for it, and just obviously you've got the impact the coronavirus has had, etc. as well. So we just kind of vetoed that idea at the moment.
Brilliant, man. And in terms of when we're back at football, what are you? I think you touched on it a wee bit earlier, but I take your expectations are straight for the title. Is that your aim for?
Only we just need to try and win as many games as we possibly can, and learn from our mistakes, and we'll see where that takes us with the players that we have already signed. A few players into that, as well as re-signing some of the boys that we've currently got in the squad, then hopefully we'll do okay next season. The one thing I would say in regards to the Shire fans is I've been at the club for the best part of virtually 20 years now. I've been associated with the club, and one thing that I dare say you can argue that we possibly take it for granted is we've got some of the best, the most loyal supporters in the country. They followed the Shire through thick and thin. And look, it's great. That's where you learn that football means a lot to these people. I've had conversations with some of them that people think that it's only your Rangers, Celtic, Hibs and Hearts that people care passionately about. It's all clubs in the Lowland League. They've all got their loyal band of supporters, and the Shire are absolutely no different to that. It'll be great to get back in the football field, especially for the fans. Get them in there, but it'll also be like listening to Kirshall, the players, the management, the backroom staff. They just can't wait to get back playing, getting back to normality. Whenever that may be, I'm not sure. I think that people higher than me and you will make their choices.
Yeah, and you're spot on with Shire. I think since I've been involved with the Lowland League, certainly East Stirlingshire have always been great with us. I've always enjoyed coming to Falkirk Stadium, and I can't wait to come back and hopefully speak to yourself and Andy and the boys. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Del.
So am I. You're more than welcome. Anytime you want, pal.
Brilliant, Del. I know it's been great chatting to you. Obviously, keep safe and stay well, mate. And as I said, hopefully I'll see you soon. Hopefully this year. I'm hoping for, but you never know at the moment.
Fingers crossed.